The ghost in the mirror. In this video, you will learn the weight of the silence you've been ignoring and the precise reason why the life you want is currently being lived by someone else. Close your eyes for a second, or keep them open and look at your hands. Look at the room around you. Do you smell that? It isn't the coffee or the stale air of your apartment. It's the scent of a fading clock. It's the smell of a version of you that is currently dying because you refuse to let it breathe. You think you have time. That's the lie that kills more dreams than failure ever could. You wake up, you scroll, you wait for the right moment, and you convince yourself that tomorrow has more magic than today. But let's be honest, because I'm the only one who's going to say this to you. You are currently losing. You are drifting. And the worst part? You've become comfortable with the weight of your own potential dragging behind you like a corpse. Most people walk through life as if they're guaranteed 100 years of health and 1,000 opportunities. You don't. You have right now. And right now, you're choosing the safety of your current misery over the uncertainty of your greatness. Does it hurt to hear that? Good, it should. Think about your day. Think about the way you negotiate with yourself. You tell yourself you'll start when the bank account looks better. You tell yourself you'll take the leap when you feel ready. You're waiting for a permission slip from a world that doesn't even know you exist. The people you envy, the ones who actually built something, they aren't smarter than you. They aren't more talented. They just stopped lying to themselves. They realized that comfort is a slow-acting poison. It's a velvet-lined coffin. Every time you choose the easy path to sleep in, the distraction, the I'll do it later, you are digging that grave an inch deeper. You look at the wealthy, the successful, the ones who seem to have cracked the code, and you think it's about the money. It was never about the money. Money is just a receipt for a mind that refused to stay small. While you were looking for a way to avoid the work, they were looking for a way to endure more of it. While you were trying to fit in and be normal, they were becoming comfortable with being the villain in everyone else's story of mediocrity. You've been trained to seek security, but security is a myth sold to people who are afraid to bet on themselves. You've traded your fire for a steady paycheck and a weekend of numbness. Is that all you are? A series of weekends and a collection of regrets. The enemy isn't the economy. It isn't your boss. It isn't the system. The enemy is that voice in your head that tells you that you've done enough for today. It's the part of you that craves the approval of people who are just as lost as you are. You're playing a game where the rules were written by people who want you to stay exactly where you are, predictable, tired, and quiet. Wealth is a mindset before it is a currency. It's the audacity to believe that you deserve more than the crumbs falling off the table. But look at you. You're still waiting for someone to invite you to the feast. You're still asking for directions from people who have never been where you want to go. Stop looking for a mentor and start looking in the mirror. The person staring back at you is the only one who can save you. And they're also the only one who has been holding you back. You are the architect of your own prison. You've built the bars out of excuses and reinforced them with maybe next year. How much longer are you going to keep your head down? How many more sunsets are you going to watch while feeling that hollow ache in your chest that says this isn't it? You know you're capable of more. That's why you're angry. That's why you're frustrated. That's why you can't sleep at night. Your soul is screaming at you to wake up, but you keep sedating it with entertainment and empty promises. Tick, tick, tick. That's the sound of your life leaking out of the room. You don't get those minutes back. Every second you spend doubting yourself is a second you've handed over to the void. The wealthy think in decades, but they act in seconds. You think in seconds and act in never. You spend your energy managing your stress instead of using that stress as fuel. You're afraid of the pressure. You're afraid that if you really tried, if you gave every single ounce of your being to a goal, and you still failed, you wouldn't be able to live with it. So you half-hearted. You played safe so you can tell yourself, I wasn't really trying anyway. That is cowardice. The world is moving. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is widening every single time you hesitate. There are people out there right now who started with less than you, who are less gifted than you, but they are outworking you. They are outdreaming you. They are willing to look like a fool for a decade to live like a king for a lifetime. Are you willing to be the fool? Or are you too proud to be successful? You're terrified of what people will say. You're terrified of the judgment. But those people, they'll be dead in 100 years, and so will you. Their opinions are ghosts. Why are you letting ghosts dictate your reality? This is the awakening. This is the moment where the air gets thin. You have to decide, right here, in this silence, if you are going to continue being a spectator in your own life. Are you going to keep reading the stories of great men and women? Or are you going to start writing one that makes people's blood run hot? Success isn't something that happens to you. It's something you take. It's a violent act of will. You have to rip it away from the hands of fate. You have to be so focused, so obsessed, so relentless that the universe has no choice but to get out of your way. The wealthy don't wait for luck. They create an environment where luck is inevitable. They don't seek balance. They seek dominance over their own weaknesses. They don't ask, why is this happening to me? They ask, how do I use this? You need to become a monster of discipline. You need to fall in love with the boredom of the grind. You need to crave the burn of the struggle more than the sweetness of the reward. Because the reward is fleeting, but the person you become in the fire, that person is eternal. Stand up. I don't care where you are. Stand up. Feel the blood in your veins. That is power. That is opportunity. That is a debt you owe to the ancestors who survived. Everything just so you could be here, right now, with the chance to change your bloodline forever. Do not go back to sleep. Do not close this and go back to the scrolling, the numbing, the waiting. If you found a spark here, don't let it die. Carry it, fan it, turn it into a goddamn wildfire. The world doesn't need more realistic people. The world is full of realistic people living realistic, mediocre, forgotten lives. The world needs the radicals. The world needs the obsessed. The world needs you to finally show up as the person you were meant to be before you started listening to the lies of the weak. If this resonated with your soul, if this made you feel like you finally have permission to be powerful, then stay here. Connect with this energy, like this truth. Share it with the one person you know who is currently drowning in their own potential. subscribe to this frequency because we are not here to play small. We are here to take everything. Now, go out there and make the world regret that it ever doubted you. The time for talking is over. Own the day.